Okay, now I'm live. This technology stuff is a blast, man. There's always something going on. You're on, you're off, you're not showing up, and then you show up. So, as I said in my email to most of you, that the topic would be announced once I go live, which means at the very last minute, receiving a message from upstairs, what it wanted to have me talk about. So, I've come up with a topic, and most of these topics are almost, I'm not going to say repetitive. That's not a good way to say it, but they're being utilized because we have to keep planting a seed. And today will be a meditation that will be utilized because my last two classes that I taught this week, Tuesday night for the Radiant Heart class, that was a blast. And something took place. And so I attempted to do it again last night, and it was even more powerful. My class Tuesday night was a little over 2 hours, and it was called Sound and Light. Well, the amazing thing that took place was I was able to breathe into my aura and have it start to show up a little bit around me. So, what I did last night in that class for the numerology class, I was demonstrating it, and that class went like more than 3 hours, literally. Sometimes we go overtime, but this one, man, was rocking. And not only did I get the light to go, but there was a split, a true split right across the screen, and everybody saw it. And I wasn't sure if people were going to, yeah, I didn't know if people were going to be seeing it in the replay, because usually when that happened, it doesn't show up often in a replay, but it did. It was 2 hours and 41 minutes and 50 seconds into the teaching. And then, bam, I put up, I forget which hand, I think it was this hand, my right hand. And out of the palm of my hand was a light that split the screen. And maybe on the screen it appeared to be like less than a quarter of an inch. But nonetheless, there was a big band going across. And that was kind of exciting. The last time I saw something like that was in different ways was 2018 when I was broadcasting out of my apartment, podcasting, and it was done on Facebook. And I was working with my selenite rod, and an amazing thing happened then too. As I get up to go get something else out of my room off my altar, everybody saw the bubbles that were around me that kind of left with me at the same time. And when I came back to sit down, they kind of migrated back into the picture. So that was kind of interesting. And had people take photographs of me before and see those things around. Well, here's the topic that came to my mind in a last minute type up. This topic is divine light of your higher self. And the reason why I'm getting that divine light of the higher self, because we are all now beginning to show our light. That means the light coming from you in your aura is beginning to show itself. Now, will this happen for everybody? Yes, I know it's going to happen for everybody. And if you never seen light, what you will see is it's not like you're going to turn into a crisp white light or like a light bulb light. But what's going to happen is you're going to see your aura. You can stand in front of a mirror or do something like this. Get a private video shot of it. You can use your YouTube channel and do it. And it's not that you are starting to have light in your auric field. The thing you need to understand is you've always have had it there. You're just going to now focus on it a little bit. And what you're going to notice is it's always in motion. Your light, just like you are alive, is always in motion. I'm going to say that again. The light, the colorization that you see in your auric field is already in motion. So you might, like mine last night was pulsating, and I got into a groove where I was pulsating a bluish green light, and it was very subtle. Now, if I moved myself toward the camera, people could see it. And if I sat back a little bit, they could see it. They could also see the light it from the lights changing. So in that corner back there, this whole corner was showing a radiating a pink light. Now, if you turn around and looked at it, you won't see the pink light, but off through the camera, you could see the pink light there. And then coming closer was like a yellowish gold, and then being white on the other side. So these things are starting to develop, and some of it is through our own practice. If we practice meditation every day, and I mean diligently practice, find the time to practice your meditation every day, either in the morning when you first are getting up, and you can go brush your teeth, take a shower, do whatever, and then sit down. And I would figure, I think the best way to do it is after you get all, cleansed up, then what you want to do is go back and meditate. Now, when you go back and meditate, don't have any food. Maybe have a warm cup of tea. No sugar in it, of course. You can put honey in it. Warm cup of coffee, same way. No sugar in it, but more like honey in it. Better yet, you could have a lemon water drink, but don't make it too stringent. What I'm saying is sometimes you're going to need some liquids to go through your body when you're meditating. Because when you're meditating, you're matriculating energy. I'm going to say that again. When you're meditating, you are matriculating energy. You're manufacturing energy. You're enhancing it. So know that it's there and it's dormant, the different areas. And the coolest thing, if you've ever had an aura photography photo done of you, the ones where you can put your hand on a metal box that has grids for your nerves in your hand, what will happen is when that energy flows through you, it picks up on how you're controlling the aura, and you can actually think like white light and you'll see it manifest. You can think yellow or gold, a yellowish gold, you'll see it manifest right in the picture. You can focus on purple, it will manifest into the picture. When they take the shot and you can hold it long enough to your attention in that field of your auric field, you'll see it. Now, what I'm telling you is that this is a real, this is you. So at some point, you hear people talking about, well, higher consciousness. Well, that's true. Higher consciousness is coming in. This is why you're seeing people worldwide are able to do marches worldwide and do it in a state of peace. Now imagine if they were at home doing a meditation, solo or in group format, hold that vibration of their meditation, however way they travel to the Pacific event, And then when they start to march, begin to release that energy massively. That energy will affect anything within a 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile radius of wherever that group is. This is just a thought. Those who remain home and may not be able to go out and march, you can be an anchor for hundreds of people doing the same exact thing, radiating your chi, your prana energy out into the atmosphere beyond your residence. Doesn't matter if it's a house, a casita, adobe house, southwestern house, New England house, you name it. You can put your energy out there and it can go beyond the element. Just now, the energy is slipping through the screen now. I'm getting a lot of electrical charge happening through my body as I say this. So I'm going to tone it down a bit so I don't electrocute myself while I'm talking to you. But energy is moving. It's it's like a person who goes fishing, right? And they set up the hook for the with the worm or whatever. Some people use a toy, okay, a little rubber toy at the end, and then they what fling, reach back and fling the line so it goes out far enough. When it goes out far enough into the pond or into the lake, and then they sit and be patient, then they can get a pull on it, right? Where imagine you're sitting in a sea of energy, and the energy, some of the energy is going like this. Some of the energy is while this is going like this, some of the energy is just going back and forth. It's moving back and forth in a way. I'm getting these electrical charges, man, coming all over my feet right now. But these things are vibrating different rates all around the body. But then eventually, these different zones, particles of light, intelligent forces start to communicate with each other. Then they slow down, they begin to pulsate. And as they do, they begin to radiate this energy away from you and then in towards you. Now, that's just on the outside of your body, but it's doing something similar on the inside underneath your skin. It's pulsating. So, what I'm saying is, you can control your pulsations, and they are controlled by your heart center. Let's say that again. Your pulsations of the energy to and fro in all directions, out from the heart, away from the different zones, the different chakra zones, the light is radiating out in front of you and coming back in. And it's doing this on its own, but you can begin to pay attention to it. And this is what I was doing in the last 2 nights. Tuesday night class on Radiant Heart, my book. And then last night, the key to life is numerology. And we were talking about something completely different. And I also went into some stories of things that, I did. I'm not going to mention the group that I read, uh, but a well known personality, not a good person, but made my money and left. Okay. But I'm not going to mention that name. But anyway, just to let you know, during the course of me talking about that, is when I saw the auric field around me, encasing my form, begin to pulsate lightly. So I shifted from that conversational topic with my 3 or 4 students into the zone where I was talking about being able to experience your own chakra wave of energy and feel the pulsation come through. Now, in order to take advantage of such an opportunity, the thing that had to be done was expressing a joyfulness, being able to just say, even to yourself, I love you, I love myself unconditionally, I love the God presence in me, I love the divine father mother energy in me. I love to see a shift between the divine feminine and the divine masculine balance itself in me. However you choose, you can say an affirmation to yourself and have this experience. I'm trembling over here. Electricity's rolling, chi is rolling through my body. I guess I'm very excited because, as I say, I didn't have a specific topic to talk about, but I knew a topic was going to come. And so the topic is now here. The topic is divine light of your higher self. What is divine light? How can we see it or know what it means? Divine light is our eternal light. It's non-physical. So that means you can't like literally touch it like you could shake somebody's hand, but the energy is materializing, it's manifesting itself. That's why I used earlier the word matriculation. So it's beginning to um, manifest itself within the body and now coming out. So you don't have to be a monk in Tibet, the Himalaya mountains. You don't have to go to Wudong Mountain, Wudang Mountain, and receive this. It's happening with everybody in very, very subtle ways. Now, the only thing you want to be aware of is that if you're not in the right frame of mind, meaning if you are struggling with some form of addiction, from anger to depression, to sadness, melancholy all the time. If you're angry about something, if you are drinking too much alcohol, too much wine, too much beer, okay, if you're drinking, if you have to have some cannabis, you're going to have to tone it down a little bit. Why? Because this light that's in you is got to come out. It's going to manifest itself. And so if you have a little bit too much cannabis in your system, you're not going to be able to see the energy and hold it in the way that you need to hold it. In other words, you're not going to be able to harness it properly. It's going to be like a wild bucking steer because that energy cannot be crunched down, it cannot be sat on, you cannot hold it too long. You must let it come through. And that's the most important thing I want to also state to all of you, whether you're a student of mine or not. Now, how would I know that? Back in my younger years in college, I smoked some cannabis back then, known as marijuana. I'm being transparent. And guess what? Whenever I did it and then I tried to do meditation, it didn't mix because I was beginning to see the things that I feared more than the things that I desired to show love to. It was bringing out the fears. Now, sometimes that is good and sometimes that's not good. Because if it brings out the fears and you can't control what you are experiencing, you're not going to have a good time. And more than likely, you'll fall into a greater depression or greater anger because you're unable to control it. So this is why I always tell people, if you're very angry, very tired, very hungry, you name it, sometimes sitting in meditation is not going to correct any of that because that's been building up and going on for a long time. So I'm just here to tell you from living experience, the two do not mix. They don't. Now, someone said, well, what if I have control? You're going to have control to an extent, but you're dealing with spirit force energy in your body and outside your body. The energy that we are seated in is a matrix energy, but most of it isn't real. And then you've got high tech stuff going on that's amplifying negativity out into the world. So it has to hit one of us or a group of us, small group or a large group, but it's going to penetrate the group. And it's going to flip the channel where you can't control it. So one of your things is if you need to take the cannabis, then what you should be doing is when you're not uh when you're not on schedule to take it, because I understand there's a scheduled time. When you're not on schedule to take it, then meditate. Because what you're going to find out is meditation is stronger than anything you've ever experienced before or now. It is much stronger. Your heart gives off more thousands of a volt greater than your brain, your heart, your physical heart. So, what I was able to do, I'm not going to be able to do it today because the energy is shooting through my body in a different way right now, especially in the soles of my feet. It's like somebody's down there reaching up, tickling me with a feather. So, it's going to be a little harder to focus that energy, but I was able to see the pulsation. I was able to feel it and then magnify it, which is means to bring it up more so that people at home on my Zoom link channel, whether they were the Radiant Heart group Tuesday night or the numerology group Wednesday night, they could actually have the experience. They could see it happening. Now, why was I doing this? The first time I did it, I wasn't aware on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, the message after I was done is this is something that is developing right now. This is something that is developing right now into the bodies and the minds of many people upon Gaia. So, one of your practices, maybe like a homework assignment, would be to look beyond yourself. Look around at plants. Look around at animals around that you might have at home, dogs or cats or lizards or birds. Look, see what you can see. Some people like having reptiles in the house in the tank, like they have snake. See if they're vibrating, because as you vibrate, they shall vibrate too. That means they're kind of waiting on you or us to awaken to this light that has always been present, that's always been reverberating. We just need to pay attention to it. So, divine light is moving in its true essence deeply from our cellular memory. Just like we have a cell phone based on and laptops and desktops based on what? Our own cellular memory system that can do what? Pulsate at any pace. That means one hand can be going real fast and the other can be going slow. You can be moving fast and then the other limbs start to go slower. But this is all communication that would be happening from one field of energy inside your aura to other fields of energy inside your aura. So this is a real thing. This is a real experience because you are now leading up to that. So if you are a like a master gardener, you're going to feel it just the same as the person that runs a marathon, that's out running track, that likes to ride a bicycle, that likes to go for long walks or hikes. Everybody is going to feel it, not just in the depths of the earth, but in the depths of yourself. Light and energy will travel through you. You will receive it accordingly. You will taste it. You will drink the light accordingly. And it will begin to affect other things around you. It'll impact other things around you. That's why it is essential that when you're doing meditation every day, that you strive to do the meditation without any enhancements, because you need to know that the light that's embedded in you, in the sound of your words, the tones of your words, the initial light within your body that's there naturally, the thousands, hundreds, thousands of electrical volts that's in you. I think the heart radiates 0.017. I think that's the number. That's faster than here. And it's doing it all the time. Right now, we catch what? About 72 beats per second. Do that 5 times, that's 360 beats per every 5 seconds. You are radiating this energy out into your room, into your entire residence, into the street. And if someone is sensitive enough, they will feel the radiation, the pulsation coming from you, and literally contract it back to you. That's what happened to me in 2014, where I was living in another location and went to a small community park. And this park was literally small. It was designed for residents. It had little barbecue pits out there, one or two of those. It had some benches. It had a small half court basketball court there, and some grass and greenery and a few benches. But it was at the end. What was called the dead end blocks, so to speak. Not really a dead end, but it was in the center where three or four streets converged to this park. And I was out there doing my Tai Chi. And I got really deep into doing the Tai Chi, where I was like communicating with the roots of trees and the barks of the tree and the body of the tree and the branches and the leaves. Well, the more I got into it, I started picking up on the presence of someone coming. Lo and behold, 30 minutes into my practice, I felt somebody standing behind me. I didn't have to turn around. I could feel their presence. And when I turned around, it was an Asian man, a Chinese man, and his wife. They had to be at least about 60 something. And they were following my Tai Chi movements. So eventually, when I got to the point where I stopped and I turned around and I spoke to them and thanked them for joining me, he said he and his wife were having breakfast. On the other side of the Ladera Golf Course, there's a neighborhood. And he and his wife were in their backyard having what they always do, a light breakfast, and reading their book or reading their paper. And then he kept feeling these bullets of energy. And he says, somebody's out here practicing Tai Chi. That's what he said. He said with his wife, let's go find that person. He said, like a dog with curiosity, he started to leave out of his driveway and walk to his left, which would have been for him walking north. And he said, nah, I need to walk south. He walked south. He came out on a Pacific side street. Now, this side street was the south end of the golf course, that side. And he started walking closely toward the fence. Then he made a left turn, and that street was called Ladera Boulevard. And within 3, 4 minutes, he came across me in the park. He smiled. He said, and wife, well, what should we do? He said, let's join him. Let's just follow him. Amazing, right? So if your energy can be produced in your body, matriculating through you, you can release that energy into your environment. So we're going to do an exercise in a moment that's going to help you be aware that your body is always sending out energy and receiving energy. Let me say that again. Your body is always sending out energy as well as receiving energy. So if you know somebody that wants to participate or should participate, tag them right now. Send them a text message. Send them this link, this live stream link if you can, and they can join me. Today is a special moment, I would say, because many people are awakening to this vibration to be able to release this light. So, why I can, I'm going to invite some Instagram buddies and to get them involved. And what I want you to do is, I want you to relax into this energy so that you can receive the energy. That's going to be very important. I want you to be able to relax enough so that you can receive the energy. And as you begin to receive the energy, see the screen is now some people say, well, that's a software issue. Well, let me tell you something. I'm on here all the time. And this is the first or second time today this has happened while I'm using YouTube. All the other weeks before, all the other 200 some odd videos before, this has never happened. So I know this has to do with energy pouring off of me and energy being received. So you're going to have such an experience. And as we begin to go through this, we are going to be able to receive this and go with this flow. It's going to be highly important that we have this experience. And so I'm going to go live in a second. Let me put it here, my title. Bear with me. I think those who are here should receive it. I know a lot of people like to come on in, but it's kind of hard to have them join me on the screen because I'm doing two things. I'm talking to you on YouTube and I'm talking to them at the same time. So this is something that is relevant, is something that's going on right now with a lot of people. And the beauty of it, it is your own light, and it's no one else manipulating your light. That's the splendid thing that this does. So I'm going to say that again. You'll be in control of your own light, okay? Be in control of your own light and nobody manipulating your light. Because, sometimes a lot of people will try to do that. But I'm going to let you know that you are in absolute control. And that's a good thing, right? So, as we get ready to do this journey, I want you to start breathing right now. I'm going to go back into this teaching and I want you to receive wholeheartedly. And I want you to have some fun. I want you to gravitate into this opportunity and let it be a blessing for you. And of course, I've got to turn it around toward me. There. Now I can put it there so it kind of faces me a little bit. Oops. All right. So today is April 17th, and this is going to be an opportunity to experience a very special meditation. Now, I'm not going to trigger your pulsation. I'm just going to get you started where you begin to have an awareness of your spiritual self. Hold on, sir. Where you begin to have an awareness of your spiritual nature bringing you this energy. Hopefully, this phone doesn't fall. So, what I was talking about, we all have an experience of divine light happening around us all the time, all of us, which also says we're alive, right? One of the things you always want to be aware of is to be in a state of gratitude that you can see the next day clearly, that you can have a much more expansive day, that you learn something new, and also be blessed by what you're learning and be able to pass the blessing on to someone else. So, what I was saying is that this eternal light in itself is non physical, it is a part of who we are. It has always been that, and it's moving in its true essence, and it's moving deeply within our cellular memory. In that point, deep within our body, it's pulsating at a pace where there is an actual, what I feel, an actual communication happening between all of your cells within your body. And it's radiating outward from your higher self. It's radiating outward from your higher self into the world through your heart. Okay, your heart center radiates more light than your brain. Now, reason I would say that is because up here we're thinking all the time. And then we stop with our thoughts, right? And then we sense the thoughts. And then we feel the thoughts. Then we try to imagine what the thoughts are trying to relay to us, right? So we're forming images. Heart is not doing anything like that. Heart is just beating, right? Heart is beating all the time. For the most part, 72 seconds per minute, right? 72 beats per minute, but continuously, all the time. So we are these beings, and this is happening throughout our chakra system. And it doesn't matter which chakra system that you use, the body is always in a moment where it's pulsating continuously, even without you doing anything. Higher self is your true reflection of the I am presence in you, as God in you, divine mother and divine father energy expressing itself through you. And it's alive and well. It's a continuous process. We are all awakening and remembering our divine self as our true self, the higher self. And this is happening all the time. Let me get everybody in here. You're welcome. Hold on. Yeah, so this is an expression. Now, this is something that we can definitely do all the time. My phone does not want to sit still today. I'm gonna hold it. Hey there, Javita. Hey, Jewel. 88. Yes. Hold it, folks. My